Hey friends, it's Mrs. Wells here. I am so sorry that I am not there today, but you have Mrs. Skydell, who is wonderful. Any hoodles, on to your work today. You do have an action-packed art day, and you do have a lot that you have to get done. So, we're going to jump right in and show you exactly what you need to do. That way you know exactly what needs to be done and what I expect of you when I come back on Friday. So, first things first, you are going to be doing your self-portraits for our Kehinde Wiley project. So what you're going to do, you have a set of directions that look something similar to this, only they're not going to be backwards for you like they are on this video. It says here, right here, for the materials needed, you need your photo, you need your transparency, you need a Sharpie, a thin one, not a regular fine point one. You want one that's kind of a pinpoint, as well as painter's tape. So what you're going to do, you're going to get your self-portrait. I am going to use Jeff Goldblum for mine because I think Jeff Goldblum's hilarious, and I mean, look at him, he's funny. Funny looking too. He's the dude from Jurassic Park. You know him. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your transparency. So for instance, and place it over top of this, over top of your photo. And you're going to tape it down. So you want to make sure if you have this little margin thing here that your transparency gets taped to where the bottom of the photo is, not the bottom of the paper. That's really important because otherwise you gotta fudge it and it might turn out a little funny looking. And we don't want that. So once you've done that, it needs to be taped down completely. You're then gonna take your thin Sharpie and trace around all of your body parts, okay? Your hands, keep it simple. You don't need to go into a ton of detail. Like, don't worry about getting the little knuckle lines on your fingers or little fingertips on your fingernails. You don't need to do that. There are special instructions on this direction sheet for you for what to do for your face. For instance, like for your hair, don't draw every single strand of hair. Just draw the basic shape. So if you were looking at me, you would go here, around, and down, and then trace this part of my head and make sure you get the part. And that's really all you would need to do. You don't need to draw every single little strand of hair. Same thing with the eyes. You know, draw your eyebrows, draw the basic shape of your eye, get your pupil, but you don't need to go into getting all of my little crow's feet, for instance, or the eyeliner or whatever. You don't have to do that. You just need to get the basics of you on here. If you have glasses, pay attention to where your glasses frames are. If you can't see your eyebrows because of your glasses, that's not a big deal. Your glasses are in front of your eyebrows. No worries. Anywho, going on. Once you have done that, you are going to make sure that you get all of your details. Okay, if you want to, you can add wings or cat ears or something to your head. Nothing crazy, please. We looked at the Kehinde Wiley artwork. The basics that he adds are crowns or people sitting on a horse or sometimes wings to the backs of people. Really very little, minimal do we want to add, okay? Not something crazy. If I come back and I find something crazy on your paper, I will tell you that you have to start over, okay? So once you've done that, and you've gotten everything on here, you are not going to trace anything in the background. So for instance, here I have Sarah's. Sarah is not going to trace anything in her background. She's only tracing herself along with her saxophone. She's not necessarily going to trace the chair unless, Sarah, you want the chair. You can definitely do the chair, but you do not need to trace this, or you should not trace the window or the wall for that. Okay? So, trace yourself, not any of the background stuff. Once you have finished that, you're going to take it and stick it in your portfolio. Still keep it taped. That way we don't lose anything. And then you're going to go on to the pattern sheet. So here we have on this pattern sheet, it asks you to do 4 personal symbols that kind of represent your school year so far this year. So for instance, for me, paintbrush, Bob Ross fro, maybe, cat, because I love cats, and maybe some cooking utensils. Then once you have done that, you are going to go down to this bottom part and you are going to pick your 2 favorite symbols. And you're going to create a motif, a pattern that is repeating over and over again, varying the sizes or adding swirls, flipping your images around, twisting, turning them so that they are an interesting thing to look at. Okay? Once you get that done, you're going to flip over here and you're going to think about a color scheme. A color scheme is what kind of ties everything together in artwork. And I've given you some ideas to think of, maybe complementary colors, getting really high contrast, or thinks about tints and shades. You can totally use those. Think about analogous colors. Analogous colors are colors that are right next to each other on the color wheel. So yellow, green, green, blue, green, red, red, violet, violet. Those are all colors that are analogous. They're right next to each other in the color wheel, as well as they naturally occur in real life. Once you have figured out your color scheme, and down here, there's some notes. Do not use black or white. Don't include those in there. Those are a given. You're welcome to use those. You don't have to include them here. These are the other colors that are not white or black. Okay? Once you've done that, you're going to pick your favorite, and you're going to flip over and color in your favorite of these designs. Okay? This has to get done. Your portrait has to get done. Your copying of your contour has to get done. I expect to see those done in your folders tomorrow when I come in. If you do not get this part done, you need to take this home with you and do it and bring it back on Friday. This has to be done because we're going to be moving quickly and working on it on Friday, and I hope we can get this done on Friday. Friday we'll be working on skin tone and then painting in our transparency of our face as well as our clothing. And hopefully going on to finishing the background of it as well. Once you have done this, you're going to put it away and you're done. And you may free draw, work on one of the, I gave you a sheet of pattern sketchbook assignments. Pull a sketchbook assignment off of that page. It's from the Scholastic News. Work on that if you get all of this done. Okay? In addition, tomorrow you have a warm-up that is a writing assignment. The writing assignment is preparation for another project that we're going to be doing based on comic books. So please pay attention, use your time wisely. Again, both of these things are to be done or as close to done as possible. If you don't get this part done, it has to go home with you and you need to do it at home and bring it back to me on Friday. Okay? I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you later.